Hey, Jack Squad, YouTube family, how everybody doing? Welcome to Jacquie with a Q. Make sure you making it happen for yourself. You gotta make it happen for yourself, okay, guys? Today is Wednesday. Y'all know I'm off track, right? I'm so excited about everything that's going on, even though shit ain't going the way I want it to go, as smoothly as I want it to go, but I'm still excited nevertheless, right? So, before I get started, y'all, make sure you drop down in the description box and like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure that you see all of my social media sites that are in there, as well as my email and my Cash App, right? And like I stated before, I really need you guys' help in everything, right? I got a lot going on. Right? But anyway, I'm still happy about it. Let me tell y'all something. You remember what I told y'all I was going to tell y'all yesterday? I thought about it when I was in the bed, right? I don't know if I said everything I'm supposed to say. I ain't got no subs today, but I promise I'm going to have some soon, right? I just got back in the house and I'm going to leave back out. And I need to pack and do some stuff, right? Because I'm going to be gone like 2.5 weeks. And that's a lot of packing, right? That's a lot. I got to wash. There's a lot of stuff I got to do. But anyway, plus I'm excited, so my anxiety is through the roof, right? But anyway, remember I told y'all I was going to tell y'all something. So there's a man, this has went viral. I saw this like 2 days ago. I don't think I saw it the day before yesterday. There's a man who has a full beard. He curled his beard. Now, I'm trying to figure out who did that. Like, he was in the shop. Like, I don't believe a barber did that. I believe a stylist did that. Because I can't see any man, I know it's a black man too, going in the barbershop and say, man, I need that curl flip. I need the flip curl. He had a flip curl on his beard, right? A flip curl. Like, I'm trying to think, did he lay down in the bed and say, oh, this is going to be a good idea. This is going to be this shit. They ain't going to be able to take me down. Like, I want to know what his thoughts was. You know, now it's different. I don't know if I would, maybe he got a wife already, because I wouldn't talk to a guy that got his whole beard flipped up like a Farrah Fawcett wig. I don't know if I could do that, because it make me think something weird on, you know, that would be too weird for me. But, you know, it's different. It's different. But that went viral. They been talking about it. Like, I got Sirius in my car. They talking about it on all the stations. I think I was listening to Steve Harvey on the regular radio. They was talking about it. Like, dude really went in there and said, yeah, y'all. How everybody doing? Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I want that, you know, that what you would call that? Pressing curl? I need that pressing curl right around up and through here. Yeah. You know, that shit, the world has gone crazy, y'all. But anyway, today is Single Mom Chronicles. Remember I told y'all a couple weeks ago I was going to start doing that on Wednesdays. Well, shit, I got busy, had to go out of town, had to go back out, you know, go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? When you a mama, the shit don't stop. It don't stop when they get grown. It don't stop when they go to school. It don't never fucking stop. You always a mama, right? You always the mama, and they always looking at you for whatever they need, if it ain't nothing but advice, right? So, today, every Wednesday, if I can, it's going to be, not every Wednesday, I take that back. Maybe about once a month, right? Because I got a lot of shit. My kids, my boys, my girl. Now, let me explain to y'all. I got 3 kids. Jarrell, he's my oldest. Jasmine is my girl. And then Jovan, he's the baby, right? He's a boy. That's Jojo from Kokomo. Now, they all have very different personalities. And these personalities they had as babies. You know, I learned that in college. In my psych class or somewhere. I might learn it in nursing school. I don't know. But babies develop their personality like about 6 months. And they all are different. And they all are exactly the way they've been since babies, right? And Jojo, which is the youngest, is most like me. Jazz is very quiet, very introverted, very to herself, and she's cool with that, right? She's the quiet, pretty girl sitting over there in the corner you ain't gonna pay no attention to, right? That's her. Then we got, my boys are like me. They're very aggressive, very outspoken, very much leaders, you know. They're men, right? Now, today we're gonna talk about Jojo. Jojo is the youngest, right? But Jojo is actually like the daddy to all of us, right? Like right now, he's in Atlanta. He took his daughter, and his daughter is 4, and the twins are 2. And he took his daughter down to Atlanta, him and his fiance, go kick it with Jazz, hang out with Jazz, check on Jazz. You know what I'm saying? Now, he wasn't expecting to have such a good of a time, because they were supposed to be here today. They ain't studying about me. I ain't mentioned it because I ain't mad. I want them to have fun, and I want my grandbabies, the granddaughters, it is so amazing to watch. Like, I've been watching them all day, FaceTiming yesterday, day before today. They had never seen each other, and they bonded instantly, which we knew they would, because Jojo's daughter and my oldest twin are like very active, aggressive little girls, right? So anyway, it's just a thrill to watch. You know, if I wasn't so tired, I'd have drove down there. But I'm going to see Jess Hilarious tomorrow. So that's why I didn't go right back to Atlanta, because I'm going back down there Saturday morning anyway. But if it wasn't for me going to see Jess Hilarious, who I really wanted to see, like, I'm not going to be nervous, right? I went to see Tembe, and I want to see Jess Hilarious, and then I'm going to not be doing anything, you know, because they keep talking about this Delta variant, and I don't want to get that shit life, so I ain't going to talk about it on here either, because y'all all know how I feel about the COVID bullshit, right? But anyway, I'm going to go to that by myself, date myself, y'all. Make sure I look cute for me, right? And I'll probably do a little video, a little short or something on my way in there, or while I'm in front of there, or something like that, right? But yeah, I'm going to see Jess Hilarious, and then Friday is the 13th. Now, I believe in God, but he also gave me good sense, so I ain't gonna do no traveling on the highway. I'll go early Saturday morning, as soon as crack of dawn, as soon as I see the first daybreak, I'm out, right? But anyway, y'all, let me tell you, now, like I said, I got 3 kids, 3 totally different personalities. Jarrell is the bull. He's the bull. He's selfish as fuck. Only thing, he's a handsome guy. You know, girls like him, but he's such a bull, right? And then I got Jazz and Joe. Now, Jojo is like me, except he's a boy, right? When I was young, I always said if I was a dude, Jojo is the dude I would have been had I been a dude, right? I remember when I was young, I used to be like, shit, if I was a nigga, this wouldn't happen, that, right? But anyway, Jojo, today I'm going to talk about Jojo, right? Jojo is, our birthdays are 3 days apart, so he's a Pisces. When I realized that he was just like me, he might have been about 9 years old. The same gusto, the same go get it, the same goddamn it. He got that goddamn it about him, like, this shit gonna work or else. And he gonna put his best foot forward. He gonna go this way, that way, this way, that way to make it happen. Like right now that he's a grown man, and so he's such a delight because he's the one I can call. You know, I don't have a dude, so he's the one I can call. Number one, I know he got my back totally. Number two, he got good sense because I raised him right. And number 3, he's a man, right? So me and Jazz both. And so he's going to make sure the shit happen like it happened. Like shit, he tell my oldest son how to maneuver and do shit, right? Because he's just such a gorilla, you know what I'm saying? But, so we talking about Jojo today. Now, Jojo was always, from the time he was about 4 years old. When he was 4, we lived in Cincinnati. I stayed in Cincinnati in the 90s. I came back to Cleveland in 2000. And he was always who he is now. He's always going to get him some money. He going to get him a coin, right? He going to help the ladies at the grocery store. He going to do somebody's grass. He going to clean out a basement. I'm talking about as a little boy, right? I remember I went through a very bad spell, and I tell y'all this in my book, and he was the one I looked to. Can y'all imagine that? He was, I didn't put him in that position, but he was in that position as the grown man, and he was probably about, let's see, 9, 10, right? But at any rate, I'm talking about Jojo today. Now, like I told y'all, he was the one, when this episode happened at school, nobody could have told me that my child had did this. Y'all lying on mine. Matter of fact, that's what I told them when they called me. You a lie. Now, I'm not that mother that don't believe their kids do shit, because you know what each and every one do. But this one fooled me. This one fooled me. And he just told me the real story recently, like the last couple of weeks. That's why it's so fresh in my head. Because he's just telling me the real story, right? Now, this was, he said he was in the 5th grade. We were trying to see if he was in the 5th or the 6th. He says he was in the 5th grade because in middle, he went to another school, 6th, 7th, and 8th. So he was in the 5th grade. He was in elementary school, right? And I think they started calling middle school. See, when I was in school, it was called junior high, and it was 7th, 8th, 9th. But now I think it's 6th, 7th, 8th, something like that, right? So he was in the 5th grade. And they called me. Now, during this period, I was having a rough time, right? But Jazz was already grown. It was only him in the house, just me and him. And the other two were already grown and gone, right? My kids are 7 years apart, by the way, so they didn't grow up together. Like Jazz grew up with Jarrell, and she also grew up with Joe, but Joe and Jarrell didn't grow up together. Not really, because he was a baby, then he got grown. But, I was in a bad period, but, I'm going to tell you all about what happened in my book. I'm not going to spill the beans right now. But anyway, so it was just me and him. And I was having a hard time financially, just trying to make do the best I goddamn it could, right? And still look good while I'm doing it. That's a hard feat, right? So this particular day, now this is the child. Let me tell y'all this. Jojo is the child. I don't give a damn what school we went to, because he went to a lot of schools because I moved a lot, right? I was that mama. I moved a lot. Shit, I can't pay the rent here. Shit, we gonna save up and I pay you and go move around here, right? But anyway, I faked it till I made it, right? And God is so good, and that is why one of the reasons why I want to write the book, because I've had a lot of trials and tribulations some people don't even know about, because when I present myself to the world, you don't really see that, right? But anyway, this was a bad period of my life, and so I had already lost a son to the streets. Now we got Jojo, and I refused to lose him to the streets. The streets of Cleveland, especially where we lived, is very rough, right? And I grew up in that area as well, and it's very rough, and it's gotten rougher over. It's horrible, right? That's the street I told y'all that strip, that area. Before I bought my house, I lived over there, and me and my dude would sit on the porch, and not on the porch, in the living room, heard gunfire and immediately hit the floor without even talking. I ain't want to live like that no more. That's why I'm down here. Just don't want to live like that. But anyway, Jojo was in the 5th grade, and the teacher called me, and she said, your son has been accused of selling weed, and we found the weed. And I'm like, I know this bitch lying. I know that's a motherfucking lie, right? First of all, we over here poor as shit. I know damn well this nigga ain't selling no motherfucking weed, right? Now, she told me he was selling weed. Now, I had already had plans to go. I was getting ready to go to Youngstown, because Youngstown housing was plentiful and very cheap, right? And I had met these guys. I know these guys that live there from Cleveland that live there. So I was going to go to Youngstown, make my mark in Youngstown. So I already knew that I was going. So anyway, going the next week or something, real soon, right? But I still had this house that I was renting from, that I hadn't paid the rent in forever. So anyway, they called and said, now mind you, I got all this shit on my mind. I got to try to get to Youngstown with some niggas I don't really know, right? Get a job, which I did. I had already had a job, I think, right? So they called me talking about my child selling weed. I said, that you a lie. Not that one. Now, if you told me Jarrell, okay, yeah, probably so. Not this one. This one ain't selling no motherfucking weed. You a lie. Y'all better find out where the weed came from, And they said, well, we found some money on him. And I think he had a few hundred. But the reason why he had the few hundred, in my understanding, is my brother had gave him some money. My oldest son had gave him some money. Because like I said, we was getting ready to go. I was going out of town. And my oldest son was going to stay with him. I was going out of town, secure the job, secure the spot, and then come back and get him. So he had some money so he could eat and stuff, right? So I forget exactly how much he had, but when they asked me, I just happened to come up with the right amount, right? I think I said a couple hundred or something, right? And I said, well, I don't know why he took that to school and blah, 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 but he ain't sold no weed, da, 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 da. Now, it was getting ready to be a thing with the school. I forget what they were going to do, but it was getting ready to be a thing. So when he came home, I believe my child ain't selling no goddamn weed. He in the 5th grade. Who the fuck sell weed in the 5th grade? not mine, right? I'm sweating, y'all, because I turned my air off because you can hear it, because I'm sitting right here by it. So again, I'm going to have to find me another location because I don't want to hear that air in my videos, right? Y'all might not pay no attention, but I don't want to hear that air in my videos. That's why I got to get me a space, y'all. I got to get me a space where I can just go in and do my duty, right? But anyway, I talked to him. He came home. Shit, you ain't selling no weed? No, I ain't selling no weed. Okay, nigga, you ain't selling no weed. But what I did, because something was getting ready to happen. I don't know if they was going ready to call the child services or who they was going to call, but I removed him from that situation, right? I sent him to another school, and then I went out of town. Went to send him to a school down the street, and I went out of town. Now, let me tell y'all, he just told me when I was at his house last week the full story. He was selling weed. He had told me years ago that he was selling weed, but he didn't go into detail. Because, I didn't believe that shit. He was selling weed. He had got, for anybody that's ever been in the streets and did whatever they did, you get this pack, and then you sell that pack, you flip this till you get this, that, and that. My child told me he had been selling weed. He had been selling weed to the kids in the school, to the kids in the school. I want to say he said, no, that was the other school. He was selling shit to the teachers in high school. He was selling weed to the kids in school. And somebody told on him, and then somebody else told him that such and such told on you. So he hid the weed up in the ceiling, moved the tiles and hid it up in the back of the ceiling, right? Now, they had looked for the weed. They looked and looked and looked and looked. They couldn't find the weed. Then the principal said, go back. It's in there, right? And they found the weed, and they just put it on him. So they didn't find the weed on him. I think that's why he didn't really get in trouble, because they didn't find the weed on him, right? He said that was his weed, but they didn't find the weed. So when they found the money, it was like, we know this your weed. So when they called me and said, how much money did he have? I just happened to come up with the right amount that he had, right? Or close to it or something like that. So they knew, but they didn't know. They knew, but they didn't know, right? Now, in my mind, my child ain't sold no motherfucker weed. Y'all lying on mine. That's a damn lie. He ain't sold no damn weed, shit. So anyway, he told me that he had been selling weed. And my oldest son, so if my son was 10, the other boy was maybe 24, 25, right? So he said that, he would pinch off his weed, He went to somebody, so-and-so, give him a little weed for 25. Then when he sold all that, now he can get $50 worth. I mean, he went through the whole process. I was like, no, son. He said, yeah. Now, he was in the cusp. He was right in the middle, and I saw this. This is why I did everything I could. He was in sports, too. He played football for a real good school and all that. He played football, wrestled, did track. He had to keep him in something because he was going, whenever he didn't have a season, he was going to do some dumb shit. He was do one dumb shit a year, right? And he did that. Make bad decisions, But anyway, he told me the whole story. Now, the next Single Mom Chronicles, I'm going to tell you about some other shit he did. And he just told me the whole story when I was at his house last week, right? So my child was the weed man in the 5th fucking grade, and I had no idea. I had no idea that my child was the weed man in the 5th grade of elementary school, right? Now, like I said, I saw the battle coming, and I was older and wiser, and I saw this happen with my oldest boy. And I said, I lost that nigga to the streets. I'm not going to lose this one. Hell to fuck no. Now, he might win a little battle, but I'm going to win the war. And I said that for years, and I did win the war. He ended up getting his degree in criminal justice, of all things. And he's very entrepreneurial. He had a job. The job that he had in college, once he got out of school, he kept getting promoted. Until the pandemic. He was at the highest, not quite the highest, because he was going for general manager or whatever, but he was at the highest. He was the boss before he left his job, and when the pandemic came, right? And so, I say that to say this. When you live in an urban area, aka the hood, your child can fall to all the pitfalls. It's up to you, and it's a hard battle, y'all. I ain't gonna tell you no lie that it ain't. It's up to you to try to keep him away from that as much as you can, or put them, especially boys, I'm talking about black boys, put them around, surround them with other black men that are positive. Like my son plays sports, like I told you. So he was cool with the coaches. I was cool with the coaches. The coach would call me if it's some shit jumping off. You know, of course, the coach is allowed to check them and do what they need to do, right? And if it hadn't been for that Glenville community, the coaches and the teachers alike, my son probably would have fell to the same pitfalls as my oldest boy. Now, my oldest boy knew some of them same people, but I was too young to properly rail him in and keep him motivated like I did this one. You know, so I hadn't, you know, I feel like I failed the oldest one, but I made it up with the youngest one, right? Because I had learned from my mistakes. And I was ready to go to war with whoever, whatever. And I tell y'all all the shit that this youngin', my boys sent me through hell. Jazz, perfect. I think I probably whipped Jazz one time, maybe twice. And that was the last time I remember she didn't go to school or something. Her and her girlfriend was sneaking out or something. They got caught and I had to punch on her. But as far as growing up, I don't think I ever had to whip Jazz. If I did, it was one time in her whole lifetime. Because Jazz gonna do whatever you tell her to do, and she's gonna do it right, and she's a smart girl, and she don't want no problems. And if she do make a mistake, and she's like that now as an adult, if she make a mistake, she ain't gonna make that one no more. She gonna make some more, but it ain't gonna be that one, right? Like I said, if you pay attention, you know your kids, right? But anyway, y'all, that's the Single Mom Chronicle. My youngest son was the goddamn weed man, and I didn't know. In elementary school, in the 5th fucking grade. He was the man, and I didn't know. Shit, if I'd have known shit, nigga, we could have been selling that shit together at that time, as broke as I was. But, yeah, so that's my Single Mom Chronicle for today about Jojo, little Jojo. That's Jojo from Kokomo. You know, when Joe was growing up, he was such a character. Everybody had a different name for him, right? Everybody had a different name for him because he had such big personality. He was such the such, right? Like right now, if he's very helpful, he's very thoughtful. If he sees people homeless or begging for change, he always give them some. They could be on the highway, they could be at the store, they could be anywhere, right? And I be like, why you give them their money? And he'd tell me why, you know. But he's always, I watched him grow and mature to the great guy that he is today. And he's a great guy, you know, but he was bad as shit. He was bad as shit. He was a boy bad, he was boy bad when he was growing up. He was very much a boy. And I got lots of stories about Jojo. I probably got more stories about Jojo than I do the oldest boy. Because the oldest boy was just a gorilla. He was just, right? But like right now, oldest boy's selfish. But if I call him and say such and such did something, he's going to come down here, kill everything, move and go on back and do what he's doing. Right? He'll do that with all of us. You know, him and my son went out, I think it was last year. Because, you know, last year I think they went out together. And my brother, because my brother and my son are like brothers, right? Because they're close in age. And, you know, we all close, tight-knit, right? And they went out somewhere and Joe got to drinking or something. And something happened. And, Drill had to step in and knock a couple niggas out and go on back and finish drinking. You know what I'm saying? And you know, my kids are, which I'm grateful for, when shit go on, they don't really tell me till way later. They don't tell me when they in it. They figure it out and then they come tell me later, right? So anyway, that's the Single Mom Chronicle of Jojo from Kokomo, was the motherfucking weed man in the 5th grade. All right, y'all? So anyway, y'all, make sure, appreciate you guys, right? Let me tell y'all something. I say this all the time, but I'm a grateful individual, so y'all just got to deal with that. My subs, I at least have 2 or 3 subs that email me, not besides the comments, that email me personally, and I really am grateful for it because it's like, y'all my family. I hope y'all know y'all my family, right? And sometimes because I'm busy right now, I don't see it right away. You know, so don't think that I'm not going to respond. It's just that I might not see it right then because I'm doing some shit, right? I'm going to probably be busy like this for a while because I'm doing shit in a couple different cities, and then I'm going to move. Once I move to Atlanta, then I'll be, you know, I'll be more settled and shit. All the shit in Cleveland will be gone, and here, you know, I'll be okay. But anyway, y'all, love y'all. Thanks for watching Jacquie the Q. It's something I wanted to tell y'all. What is it I want to tell y'all? Y'all know to make it happen for yourself, but it was something else I wanted to tell y'all. Oh, you are the designer of your destiny. You don't like some shit? Change it. Change it. Like my friends is probably, I haven't even told my friends, if they watch the video, they see that I'm moving to Atlanta. I told a couple of my girlfriends that I'm moving to Atlanta, but you know, if you don't like some shit or you want to change some shit, you ain't necessarily have to dislike it, but if you want to change some shit, change it. That's it. All right, y'all. Bye-bye.